Sanje Jeda Doje Jonamana Janjo Bada Dane Nage Juje Jibe Sonamaji Rola Benze Sanje Jo Sanje Jeda Doje Jonamana Janjo Bada Dane Nage Juje Jibe Sonamaji Rola Benze Sanje Ruba Jo Sanje Jeda Doje Jonamana Janjo Bada Dane Jasanje Nage Juje Jibe Sonamaji Sanje Ruba Lada Lame Medama Jaya Boda Jazina So Chuji Chola Java Jiba Nama Sunje Samba Rabdi Jiji De Jujo Nida Jiji Dambi Chunye Chene De She La Ye Ke Danda Danda Jige Ruman Danda Me Ke Danda Roa Kunje Dana Jida Tam Je Ke De La Ke Chu Danda Majena Ke Dana Nyambe Sanje Namje Yatanda Tozala Name Bayonda Wadu Sonje Kumor Muje Chende Yatobacha Deje De Tambe Chu Sen Nyambe Kono Kujo Jeremana Leba Se Tamne Sembara Hyo.
Please listen by well adjusting your motivation and your conduct by thinking to yourself, I must achieve the precious state of perfect, complete and peerless enlightenment for the sake of all the mother sentient beings who are equal to the extent of space, and by any means whatever. And for that reason I'm going to listen to these holy Dharma teachings.
Rita Tambi Jijin Samne Rita Lende Kapchi Lende Kamne Rita Nyuange Bata Nyuamange Bele Niji Tenige Cheba Tatelani Chela Masaba Chisaninga Songa, and the Sala Majiba. This Chisaninga Songa, Nigamason Leshi. So Imere. Latin Honey Chisaninga Songa Seate. Takono show trouble, Juramone Sam, and the Chavate Chevanina, Chisaninga Songa. Ta Sala Majiba Seate, Juramone, Reta Sam. Imbarta Chavadingus Majiva Tendeji Martininde, Yurimone Samdea Yenza, Yijimagiva, Shuchimbocha, Tionge, Yongele Chadio, Imbare, Tenimote. Ta Chelamasa Baseate, Kono Shutra Wada, Tendre Mevachi, Temelam the Chief is on, and the Shola Reta, Semje. So Chesum Zono, the Niggerate Jela Masabachi, Jela Masaba in the Kotos and Yon. And that is Aniga Maso Le Kono Shota Boyon Mevachi Imbarita Nilete Majiba. And then Chesaniga Masoma. The Genio among Ebele so Imbarita.
Where we have reached in the Holy Dharma teachings that we've been listening to is the explanation of karma and its results, and specifically we've been looking at karma which is definitely going to be experienced, whose ripening result is definitely going to be experienced, and the karma whose result is not definite to be experienced. So there are those two types of karma. So then within that explanation we were looking at karma which is both done and which has both been done and also accumulated. Then there is karma which is a second type, which is karma which has been accumulated and not done. What's going on? Okay. Then there's also karma which has been done but not accumulated, and then the third one where it's been neither accumulated nor done. So in the case of karma which is in the first case. Is it worth trying to sort that out first? Where's that coming from? Was it cell phone or something?
Just space.
Sorry?
Just happening in space.
That's where I am too, so that's quite good. So with the first case, where you have karma which has been both done and accumulated, or done and collected, and then that would be where, for example, you have planned to engage in the action over a long period of time, and also you have a very sort of strong intention to engage in that action over a very long time, and then you actually do the action. So in that case, it's both been accumulated, it's been both done and also it's been accumulated, done and collected. Then in the case of karma which has been collected but not done, that would be where you have planned to engage in that action. You've been thinking about engaging in that action over a long period of time. So from this point of view, you have a very strong mental karma, because this is a case where you didn't actually do the action, so you do nevertheless have a very strong mental karma. You've created you've collected a very strong mental karma. So these are both cases where the karma is described as being definite to be experienced. And then in the case of a karma where which has been done but not collected, that would be like when you don't have a strong motivation to do the action, like when you kill in a dream. So since it's only done but not collected, therefore the karma is a little lighter. And then in the last of these four examples, where it's been neither done nor collected, that would be where you don't have a strong motivation to do the action, and you actually don't get round to doing that action. So both of these cases, these two later cases, where the karma is described as being not definite to be experienced. Yes. And then there were three types of karma that we looked at. One is where the result is going to be experienced in this very life, or in the very life in which it's been created. Then there is so that's called like a visible karma, we could call it. Anyway, it's karma which is definitely going to be experienced in that very life. Then karma which is going to be experienced. There's karma which is going to be experienced in the very next life after it's been created. And then the third type is where the result is going to be experienced in the third life onwards, counting the life in which it's been created as the first, then the next life second, so the third life onwards. So there are those three types of karma.
Sendela dunyo ya de yonda so sambe tom de yonda samba no sem shu chimo no ninje shu chimo no da de zo no samba shu chimo shu chawo de ne ge che ja de so sendel min ro imare den tong jun yong jo se ya de ji da de ne same ba nga la so ba de ne jin ne yong jo se yin ba pe je yong ba so ba ro 다 대비는 제나 대과 지슈되는 참여방 하셔야 돼. 다 예비 참여방 하세. 용이어로.
Then as for the karma which is to be experienced in this very life, that would be that's the kind of karma. It's mainly from the point of view of the attitude that the karma becomes one which is going to be experienced, whose result is going to be experienced in this very life, because of having an attitude which is in some way very powerful. So, for example, when an action is done, or when a karma is created with a very powerful, sense of compassion, or on the other hand, perhaps with a very powerful sense of like violence, like malice, the wish to do violence to some being. So those would be karmas which are where the experience is the result is experienced in that very life. And then, as examples of the second type of karma, where the result is going to be experienced in the very next life, that would be what do we call them, the five boundless negative actions. So, so these are considered to be the greatest type of deepa or evil, along with the five close boundless negative karmas. But anyway, they are included in this second group, the kind of karma where the result is going to be experienced in the very next life after it's been created. Now, as for these five boundless negative karmas, the first one is killing one's mother, secondly killing one's father. So these are those people, those beings who gave us this, the body, who produced the body of this life. Killing them, those would count as two, the first two. Then killing an arhat, or a foe destroyer, which means somebody who's abandoned all of the afflictions. Then, according to this explanation, the fourth one, which is described as creating a split, or a split, or sort of division in the sangha, in the sort of like the group of the sangha, or the circle of the sangha. This is actually explained here as only taking place at the time of the Buddha. It's something that only ever took place it's something that would only take place at the time of the Buddha. So, in the case of our Buddha Shakyamuni, then while he was still alive, then Devadatta split his disciples, the group of his disciples, the hearers, his hearer disciples, into two groups. So so that would be an example of this causing a split, or a division in the sangha. That's the fourth one. The fifth one is spilling the blood of a Tathagata with a malicious, or with some kind of evil intention. So of those five, three of them, the first three, are amongst the 10 negative karmas. They are they count as being the negative karma of killing. And then the fourth one, because of the way that it was carried out, is seen, or is described as being a lie. Of those 10 negative karmas, a lie. It's the negative karma of lying, and it's a very, very heavy kind of negative karma of lying. And then with the fifth one, it's included within the negative karma of killing. It does, because there wasn't the actual there isn't, because the Buddha wasn't killed, so there's not the actual the full body of that negative karma of killing, but the action was there, and the intention and so forth. So from that point of view, it comes under the heading, or comes within the category of the negative karma of killing.
Da then nyevin sam ba ngas ma se ba do nyeva ma yo yi da jo ma yo yin ba ji lo do ji dan lo yin ji sun chu ma yin na ma da jo ma sun chu ma se and pa se ba do nyevi and same jonjo se ma nge ba ne ba se ba se imare da raja ma se ba se ya de do nyeva ni du shu ne je in ni du ma ba de la le la pe nyomo bon de zong yong be ka la ni shu ne je se ya ji che yong bi re ni du ma ba de no ge ni shu ne je ge no ne da je ba raja ma ba de raja ma se ba ya do da da de la ma shu ne du mo se ba yin na pa ba lo ba se ba se ni da raja ma se ba do ye bin sa me ba cha ge yo re de ne bin du jin do go cho ba re da bin du jin do go cho ba de re da da re gen du jin yan che ba de de nya ba la ja ba da gen du de ma song da de yin je ro in da de ne ma jin ne cha de yo ro ma jin ne ji da de ji ba nge sin cha chung a de de nya ba la gu song du de xi gua song yin ba re da de ji ye bin sa me se in da de sa me ba nga do ye bin sa me ba nga de ge ne ji ba ji ban sa me ba nya ba de jian ya yin ba re ni sa me ji de no ne yo da ge yin du ko du yin se ya de ni ba qi xu de jie yin na da jie ba yin ba de nya bi du ga qi xu nya ba na me se ya de la du jin ren bo ne ba ge ji ge ba ni nyong go ya de le yo yo
Barakallah, barakallah.
ga ji ga ba se
No.
ba ga
No.
ji
Then we have the five close, the five close or proximate boundless negative actions. So there's the one which the first one is sort of close to being sort of similar or close to being the matricide killing of the mother. So this would be causing anyway having having a sex with a female arhat. So like the mother is female, also the female arhat also being a female. So having sex with such a person. So this masunjumba, sort of like causing bringing about a sort of a deterioration in that way of that person. Then the one which is similar to the killing of the father.
Misconduct.
Sorry?
Having sexual misconduct.
Sexual misconduct. Oh, sorry. Having sexual. A mother arhat. Having sexual misconduct, not necessarily sex. And then the second one, which is like killing the father. This one is to do with the bodhisattva, and I didn't get the explanation of that one. The pasiba double.
조생이 네 조조스만 예발한 네바
Nyebalan neba.
그러다 세
Nyebalan neba.
센스 좀 소니
No.
세 루지 조사위 감내 해제 예발한 네바
Nyebalan neba. So this is
Abiding. Buddhists are abiding
uncertainty.
in uncertainty.
So killing such a one, or did I read the Johnson by Seba? Nonsense. So yes, excuse me. So killing a bodhisattva who is abiding in certainty, which means abiding in the sort of within the practice of accomplishing the causes for the 32 major signs. So killing such a bodhisattva, that would be the close or proximate boundless negative karma.
Having corrected the cause, having corrected the cause, and definitely to the 32 signs, 32 holy signs.
Yes, yes. And then the one which is close to or similar to, close to killing an arhat. So when we look at the different types of Hira Arya, the Hira Arya practitioners, we have the Hiras, the self-conquerors, and the Bodhisattva practitioners. So those Hira Aryas, there are actually 8 types of Hira Aryas, and these are described. These are called the 8 enterers and abiders. So there are 4 enterers into the fruit, and then the 4 enterers into the 4 who enter into the fruit, and then the 4 who abide in the fruit. So there are those 8. So the 8th of those is the one who is abiding in is an arhat. Anyway, the 8th one is an arhat. So that one's already been taken care of in the first list of 5 of the 5 boundless negative karmas. So the remaining 7, if one were to kill any of those 7, of the remaining 7, in other words, if one were to kill an Arya, a learner Arya, then that would be the third type of the third of these on this list of the 5 proximate or close boundless negative karmas. And then the one which is similar to creating a split in the Sangha. Sorry? Shuniki. Yes. Shuniki. So the enterers, and then the
Abandon the result.
Yes, that's what I said. Those who are entering into the entering into that. Then so then the one which is similar to creating a split in the Sangha, this would be like taking certain possessions of the Sangha, which would be like stealing. So this would be it's similar to the act of creating a split in the Sangha, and it would be it would count as being the negative karma of stealing.
Taking the food, taking away the food that belongs that offered to the Sangha, already offered to the Sangha, and then taking away from taking away from the Sangha.
So that would be the one which is similar to creating a split in the Sangha, and it would be the negative karma of stealing. And then the one which is similar to the boundless negative karma of maliciously spilling the blood of the Tathagata, the Buddha. This would be destroying what's literally described as the basis of the holy body, speech, and mind. Basis of the holy body being statues and so forth. So that would that's the list of the 5, which are the 5 close boundless negative karmas. But in the case of the 5 boundless negative karmas, in particular the causing a split in the Sangha, this is one of this is a very heavy one, the heaviest one of those, and as a result of that, one would be born in the worst of the hell realms, which is the Avicii hell, or the hell of unceasing torment, and one would have to remain in that birth for an intermediate eon.
One intermediate.
Sorry?
One intermediate eon.
Yes, one intermediate eon. Yes.
In verdad, te sono tanta sojo. Nugo roba maji balen baji. Ane mada jo masu so lo yemchi. Gendu yen zuji. Hindu 다 먹여 줘 보면이나 누가게 내 듬보 bombayena 대신 유야면 돼. 다 먹여 줘 보세요 돼. 다 개침보인 돼야 돼. 근데 말에 거기 비비는 게 지시 3회 예비 3회서 해야 돼요. 먹여 줘 보요나 그거 유야면 말어. 그래서 대노네 단다. 대지비가는 게좀 차니 마세요. 다 기능 코드 연습해야 돼. 손지 샤주가다 마도 유야면 말이 단단해서 유야면 말이. 이나요 한번 제보돼 가서 옛날 되지다 유야 요대요. 그래서 들리는데 먹이 좀 좀 소마이나 옛날 유야면 작은
So we have some of those two sets of 5 are killing, like killing one's mother and father, killing an arhat, killing the bodhisattva who's abiding sati, so on. So those are included within the negative karma of killing, amongst the 10 negative karmas, and then taking these offerings that have been made to the sangha, that's stealing, then committing sexual misconduct with a mother arhat, that would be sexual misconduct. So basically, if you're abiding within abandoning, giving up, or avoiding the 10 negative karmas, then you wouldn't engage in any of those. Amongst those 10, any of those sets, the set of the 5 boundless, uninterrupted negative karmas, or the 5 close uninterrupted negative karmas, for intentionally spilling the maliciously spilling the blood of the Tathagata and causing a split in the Sangha, those can't happen these days, so they're not applicable to us. But the rest of them could happen. They can happen to us. We could create those karmas, and yet if you give up the 10 negative karmas, then at the same time that means that you would give up and you wouldn't engage in any of those 2 sets of the 5 uninterrupted and 5 close uninterrupted negative karmas, and those karmas are really like amongst the heaviest of evils, the heaviest of negative karmas, and so you would be avoiding those by giving up the 10 negative karmas.
Samela Tavada, Senima, Sendela Samesawanina, the Senima Chivatmatella, Nava, General Hindu, and Rojan and Yonjurs, Carse, Geneon Georgia, Gene, she is Chiva Lembada, Geneon Georgia. Da Chivasuma Penje, Yonjotella, and Rojan and Yonjurs.
So these 5 uninterrupted negative karmas are amongst the 3 types of karma. They're the kind of karma which is experienced in the next life, which means that if you've created any of those 5 uninterrupted negative karmas in this life, that means the very next life you would take birth in the hell realm. And so then uninterrupted karmas. So the uninterrupted karmas. So if you created any of those 5 uninterrupted karmas in this life, then the next life you would be born in the hell. So they would be the second type of those 3 types of karma. And then with the third type, as we mentioned before, that's karma where the result is experienced in some life after that, so in the third life onwards.
지금이다 매저면지 레즈 다 제번에 내년가 요지 이 제번님 받을라 사드 제번이나 대진의 연주 자로 다 제번 선바되는 매일 제번이나 남이 레데 레노전 용조세야 차.
건데 얘기했어요.
단데 된데라. 살제하게 레제다 멜제하게 레니 사야지. 사네네 제와츠마다 살지바이나. 살제 유지 레데 제네 용조지. 다제와 숨바텔라 메제와네 용도 메제와네지 레데 레노전 용조세야 차.
So when we look at this third type of karma, whose result is experienced in the third life onwards, suppose in this life you were to create the karma which throws the birth as a human being, which can throw the birth of a human being, and also you create the karma which would throw you into a birth as a god. So now, if in the next life, you were born as a god, that means that the karma you created in this life to be born as a god, that throwing karma that you created to be born as a god in this life, would be the second type of karma, the karma which is whose result is experienced in the very next life. The karma, the throwing karma for being born as a human being that you'd created in this life, since it happens in the third life onwards, like so you're born as a god, then after that you're born as a human. So because of that, that karma would be the karma whose result is experienced in the third life onwards.
imada gemege le mombo jude yobanam je minsone le konjewa de tomamino jeonyam는 집에도 공원도 집에 tomamino 대연라나 공원 공부시제가 되고 대연라나 정말 제바된 거는 메데 존데들 대진거 지금 내가 공부 원제 공예대 대례는 아마아마 남민조를 시좀 따로 그래다 나로도 줄라네 게메게레 몸보제 요대요로 대게메게레 사네 그래다 대남이 맞춰와 몸보제 요대요래 그래다 다 대화를 소조가 답이 있나요? 근데 가봐 몸보다 소제죠. 대화. 그래서 대화를 해라요. 가봐는 배 대해서는 되는 가서 대화 요디요를 남이 맞아. 그래다 되는 요디인데 아니 다시마 남이 메인도 거나 근데 가르면 요르세나 레 공지와의 도마명을 써라. 그래서 알아서 다 게아도 먹이니 노네 제가 도마메바네 먹여와 공리요 먹여와 사디요 게바네 다 조시 마도 손제 그래다 로주가 또 되게 손요 대선도 마도 요 말이 근데 인데 먹여래데 제가 차디요다 대토마 미용서 자가리
So now we carry on with the text, and in the English you're on page 242, where it says the way in which the many virtuous and non-virtuous karmas that exist in your mind stream ripen is as follows, somewhere a little bit further down than halfway down. So now we have we've collected a huge amount of virtuous and non-virtuous karma. We have so much karma that we've accumulated and whose ripening effect hasn't yet arisen or hasn't yet been experienced. Even in the case, for example, of just killing, the negative karma of killing, we have many karmas of killing that we might have created many eons ago even. So since the ripening result hasn't been experienced yet, so still they're there. So there are so many different karmas. So the question arises, which one is going to ripen first? And so if we think about it, we can see that the one that we're most, out of negative karma, positive karma, the one which we're most habituated in, is the negative karma. This is the one that we've created so much of in the past. We have been so much in the habit of creating in the past. Whereas in the case of positive karma only due to the due to the activities of the Buddhas and so forth. Only from just very very occasionally do we have we engaged in positive karma. So since in that context we can see that the one which is going to be out of those two, which one would be the heaviest would be the negative karma. So that would tend to be the one which is which ripens first. So as it mentions in the text, the one which ripens first would be the heaviest one. Now, suppose that they are equally they're equal in weight, so you can't say that one of them is heavier. So if that's equal, then we have to look at which karma is manifested just prior to death. Now, in the case of when we're going through the death process, at the time of the subtle death mind of death, that mind is neutral or unpredicted, is neutral. So that's sort of irrelevant. The one that's relevant is the gross death mind. So at the time of the gross mind of death, when you're going through the death process, then whichever of the positive karma, or virtuous karma and non-virtuous karma is manifest, is going to be the one that ripens first. And so it's for this reason that when we're when we're about to die, then it's extremely important to create virtue. And then even if even if in that way the positive karma and the negative karma are equal, so you can't really say that which of them is going to be experienced first in terms of which one is manifested at that time, at the time of death. Then the one which will ripen first is out of those two, which one you're most habituated and or most familiar with. And if that third one is also equal, so you can't distinguish between the two in that way, then it's the one which was created the first. That's the one whose result would be experienced first.
If they are similar, say, that is actualized near the death time is similar, then which will be ripened first, is which so which way karma that opportunity. So that will be happened first. Then if they're similar, both karmas, those karmas are habituated similar. If they're similar, then which will happen first? But among those karmas which was done first, then that will be happened.
tanda kadama keshi podogi pe chisawa imare. Nida chuparado trotone pa je gogyona. Ne de chuzala 담면 가지 요다지. 대노네네 pombono wajo on chiji lebchona tengo마 파 주 제거 제거와 근데 레지와 등모는 배 야이 말이 다 원체 좀 냠반데 제대로 좋나 근데 그런 트리라 선도 나에 대바지야지 대네 공원도 주거든 제가 다녀와 가르쳐는 대명을 해서 돼야 돼 대답해 좀 맞지 다 원체 좀 냠바 되는지 있나 그런 리치야지 곰리 힌다다기 곰바치야 된 거는 뭐 그렇지 알아 근데 그런 리치야 된 거 맞던 그래서 다 대제 냠바이나 토마토 잡이는데 토마토 장게데 거는 봤던 그래서 근데 냉원은 집안 뭐 그래서 배 대보지 손도
Now, there's an example to understand how this works from the Kadamba Geshe Potoa, and so the example he uses is of like a queue of people waiting, who've been waiting for the boat to come, and so who's going to go onto the boat or who's going to get on the ferry first. So it's explained. So he explains that out of those that group of people, if there's some sort of chief, some sort of VIP, some sort of important person there, then that's the person that would get on first, and that would be like saying in this case of the karma which is going to ripen first, that would be like the heaviest one ripening first. Now, if they're sort of equal in importance or in equal in power, there's no sort of one that stands out as being more powerful amongst those people that are waiting, then it would be the one which is the closest to the sort of the entrance that would go on first, and that would be like the karma which is closest in the sense of the one which is manifest at the time of death, whichever one is manifest at the time of death being the one that ripens first. And so then if they can't be sorted out in that way, if there's no sort of priority that can be worked out in that way, then it's the one that knows amongst that group of people, it's the one who knows the sort of the ferryman or whoever it might be, the one who knows him best. That one would be allowed to go on first. And if there's no one who sort of stands out in that way, so that you can't decide in those terms, then it would be the one who arrived first. So if there's nobody stands out in any of those other ways, then it would be the one that arrives first that goes on first. So sorry, the one with the third one, the person who knows the person first, that would be like the example for the karma which is most familiar, or the one that you're most habituated in, ripening first. And then to carry on with this fourth one, so if they're all equal in that way, then it would be the one that arrived first that would get to go onto the ferry first, and that would be like the case of the karma where we said that the one in the fourth case, the one which was created the first, that would be the one that ripens first.
매개 주봉기죠. 대 선부지 님모죠. 남제르비 된 천지 송아제 좀나 남금이 사주 제도만 라베. 애들 두벌 차오. 이 말이다. 매개 주봉 수름 송바에 나네 된류 된 토고요. 모두 고모 토고요지. 그래서 모두 고모 토고요. 레데 레다 남곰발라 남의 용대 제된지 중바에나 근데 롱제 또 라보지 좁도야. 근데 연도 사주 첨부 용기를 했어. 근데 son다네 남의 용대 제된지 때도 좁고 알아서.
So so this is that was an explanation of the way in which the ripening results occur. the way that those results arise. And then we're going to be moving on now to the next section. If you remember, earlier on in the text there was a sort of 2 points. There was this sort of like outline that said, first of all, there would be an explanation of karma in general, and then an explanation of certain specific karmas, particular karmas. And so we've looked at that first one, and now we're looking at the second one, the specific types of karma. And what the point this is getting at is that if you engage in the morality of abandoning the 10 negative karmas, then as a result of that you would take birth as a human being or as a god. You would, in other words, that would act as a cause to take birth of high status as a human being or as a god. But now, nevertheless, if you want your practice, your progress on the path to be powerful, to be fast, to be able to cover much more ground with your practice, then you need to have the 8 ripening qualities, or the 8 qualities of maturation. Yeah, ripening is the same word anyway. The 8 ripening qualities, and so now there's an explanation of those 8.
There are some namiji on the namiji do namiji jo. The danda namiji on the je saying the serima. That serima the namiji on the je. That is namiji the well carry or sena serim bochona. Rene ronji tonja chimutop to ya. Give a rain the paya, you raise the namiji do it. That serim be namiji jo carrier sena. Reda sojo ponyada.
Then, so this explanation is also given in 3 steps. First of all, there is an explanation of those 8 ripening qualities. So the first of those is having a long life. Then the second step is an explanation of the results of having such qualities, and what you're able to achieve when you have them. So in the case of the first one, it would be the fact of being able to engage in virtue to be able to practice Dharma for a long period of time. And then the third step is an explanation of the causes of those qualities. So in the case of having a long life, that would be to abandon killing, and also to save life, save the lives of others. No.
That amoda jele as nami yonedela. Simpusum soba. Simpusum soba ne ngonjin pembe se rendo pension pombata se yurendo neba ho. That's everyone. Kadon pusum soba ne kado don yeb ligbi su song sing. Su song. Ombo maso maybe Dana Toda. Reda Ombo maso, Ombo Junjero memberji. In the Dana Toda, I said, you don't want. So I'm very. That choosing cabin, Zibo, choosing cups in the good Sumbo. But they are in on the pa Shinga, Nyambo Jiona, and the choosing cups.
So that first point then, there are 8 sort of points within that to look at, because there are these 8 qualities. Now, of those 8, the first, as we mentioned before already, is having a long life. That's quite straightforward. Then, secondly, it literally says the sort of like an excellent sort of complexion, something like that. And what that means is having like a healthy, a fine physical body, one which is very pleasing to look at, one which is very beautiful, having all of the senses and all of the faculties and the limbs and so forth complete, and also having a body which is well proportioned.
Pusum Sobane, in Jiteme Korshi Trabi, Tomonams Jiva was. Then Rimpusum Sobase, they are there. Taco took up Telani, ring tombo jidin ban ni kare kugi yona ni del re pusum so basagi yorwa ida daja tomba jidin pebe kabla jidin na ni jari de ring tombo se kangi kugi yo imbare daja tomba jari su chumachi da jeje samba pebe kabla jidin na yo jari le tamzi re de so chachi yorwa di kabla jeje samba ni tamzi re su chugu yore de yideme korshi chabata tukap tela yideme korshi chabi rekarina tende chela jeyate repusum sobas.
The third one is being born into an excellent caste. Now, what this means is that whichever caste, whichever social status, one is the one that's the most respected, which is most widely respected. And so at the time of Buddha Shakyamuni, the time when he was born, the one which was most highly regarded was the caste, or the caste of the royal caste, the royal caste. And so that was the caste that he was born into. At the time of Maitreya Buddha, when he comes, then at that time the one which is the caste which is the most highly respected would be the Brahmin caste, and it's for that reason that he will be born in the Brahmin caste. So when it says having been born into an excellent caste, it's not specific, it just depends upon the time period. Whichever caste is most respected at that particular time period, it means having that particular caste.
Lonju cheba tangji, nye la subi sanjing cheba tong, korpa cheba was. Rita nye se na, nye du la soba, sanjing cheba se, chobo mobo yo de nye, ko mobo yo de nye, teni se, onsu pusu soba chen.
Then it's the fourth one is excellent richness of power. So this refers to, as it mentions in the text, having great wealth, also having where it says I don't know the word that they've used in the text, but anyway, after that it mentions those you're sort of like those who are close to you, like relatives, those who are close to you. Nearest and dearest kind of thing, those ones. And then the next term refers to having a great circle of, having good friends and having a good sort of circle or retinue. Yes.
나는 책좀 봐서 여러분 너 책좀 봐 누가게 셴멜로 봐 얘도 책좀 봐대 자지메시게 근데 누가 셴멜로 봐 얘도 셴제 그러네 이된으로만 이된으로만 자기 어레스 근데 또 봐 단지 bomba다 쳔마 외베세 매니에 저봐 제기 말해서야 된다래 되더니 단다 자지미지게 달라 집이나 디 가르세나 권행의 요인도 또바tam지 뽐보다 제마우비 제마우바들이 자기를 들이인다 디 가를 남나요 심지 남지 디 증증의 요인도 증좀 봐서야 되성이 증좀 봐주고.
Then the fifth one, what's the term they use for that? Is anybody following this? Trustworthy words. The term they use is trustworthy words. So this is referring to a person who doesn't tell lies. Somebody who has trustworthy words is somebody who doesn't tell lies. So because of the fact that they don't lie to people, because they don't deceive others, then people tend to rely upon them. People tend to count on them. And if, for example, two people are having an argument of some sort, disputing something or other, then they will turn to a person who is honest and who doesn't lie to see what they think, and then they would follow their decision. No.
Jimbala Pawa Ham, Sombala Subi, Yondena Dembale, Trapaton, Nyemba Cheshin, Tele Chivu Sochim, Jones and Jubao, in the Ronije, Jimba Chachimboton, the Yenje, Tonde, Sombala Soba, Jimbala Soba, the Negani, Yen Robachia, the Negayondena Dembale, and the Medela. Trabata, Yenda Chimbocho, attended in the Matamji that they are Bores and Jones in there. Attended the Chumbanina Tella, Moncheva Trabas.
The sixth one, which is being renowned as very powerful, as having great power. So this would mean, from one's own side, being very sort of like courageous in the practice of generosity, and also having a lot of sort of energy or enthusiasm in benefiting others, having that kind of quality. Because of having such qualities, then becoming well known for that, becoming famous for that. People far and wide saying how wonderful one is for having engaged in such activities, and as a result of that, then one would come to be regarded as like an object of worship by many people. So this is the meaning of being renowned as powerful.
Da Jibani Yimas, Jibani in the poem was the Maos, da Jeba, Tobdon de Machi. Tobdon de Mane, Monji legend to Ronji Nova Chongshi. Imata Corona Ronjin, Cheno Nova Shira Mevachi, and Ne Mevachi, Ne Mevata. Sende James with Trova Chevao, Sende Senguman of the legend to Ronji Nova Mevata, Ne Mevachi. Sende James Shume, LamRim Yodesono, Tendege, Trova Chimbo Yodeke. Tella the top of the Basagioris.
Then, with the seventh one, that's straightforward, being born as a being born as a male. Then the eighth one, being powerful. This refers to the fact of being sort of not being harmed. What do you call it? Not being prone to, or not being harmed anyway, not being harmed by external sources or by internal sources, which means, for example, not being harmed by internal sources, not being prone to illness and so forth, and so that kind of not being harmed in that way due to one's previous karma, and then also due to previous karma, this life going well. So as a result of things going well, being sort of filled with this natural sense of joy about things. No.
In the on Chiva Davasadiate, no Joe the Danger Corpa Chiva Sayati. And Naban in Jitin with Chenmo and the Sitsumbat Sayati. Sitsumba in Jitin with Chenmo. Truban a day Trabao, Jimbata, Zombala Sobecon and Yendachimo, so the Trabao. The money on the Namji no thoughts, the mother, Jiba in Machi. Jiban인 on the Tamji no in Juris. Jebani Chavana to the demo, the center of the Demasiat. Chavana to the demos.
And then the text goes on to explain how the first one is to do with one being born. It's to do with being born in a happy migration with a long life, having a long life. So then the second one is, let's see, the second one, having the excellent complexion or excellent hue. So this is to do with the quality of that of the body that you have in that life. And then the third one, which is to do with the caste, that's to do with the actual birth itself, which kind of status of birth it is, and so on. Then with the fourth one, having the excellent richness of power. So this one is to do with the resources that one has with such a birth. Then the fifth one, which is having the honest words, as it says, that's to do with having such a birth and being seen as a valid or a valid person or an authority, being seen as an authority, regarded as an authority. And then the sixth one, what was it? The renowned as very powerful. So this one is those activities one engaged in with such a life, being famed for that, being renowned for that. And then the seventh one, being born as a male. So this the function of that is, that's to do with such a life being then a sort of receptacle, a vessel for all kinds of qualities. And then the eighth one, the having power, possessing power. So that's to do with the body and one's body and mind in that life being powerful. Then there's the second point, which is what result you would be able to achieve once you have those 8 qualities. So the first one was the long life. So as a result of that, then you would be able to engage in the practice of virtue for however long it is that however long that lifespan is. If you have such a lifespan and you actually live to the full extent of that lifespan, then you would be able to practice virtue all that time for oneself, on account of oneself, and also on account of other beings. Now, just having these the 8 qualities, the 8 qualities of these particular ripening results alone is not so useful, because you could use it for creating negative karma. If you were to use it for creating negative karma, you'd be able to create a very powerful negative karma. So that obviously wouldn't be very useful. Whereas if you use it for creating positive karma, then it would be something very useful, because then it would enable you to practice positive karma, virtuous karma, in a very powerful way. So it's said in relation to this, Longdo Lama Rinpoche, he used to pray for those who were spending their lives creating negative karma to have a short life. So the point is that if you have this kind of opportunity with such qualities, then it's an amazing opportunity if you use it for practicing virtuous karma in a very powerful way, but it's obviously not very useful if you use such an opportunity to create negative karma in a very powerful way.
Kuzu zibo, rewa yeza, tonga zamde dusa gaji. Ene chuni gale, jateni, tene yongi yongi. Sti tsenye bado chawa simbawos. Da tene tanda chuso de jena tenero, magiwe so de jena yon taga cha tenero.
The second one, having a good complexion or having like a fine body, this is also something that can be used on the Dharma side in a very powerful way. It's said that, for example, Jo Atisha was a very handsome-looking person, very sort of beautiful-looking person, and so people were very happy just to see him, and because of that, then they naturally had the inclination to go along to listen to him teach. So having that particular quality then could be used in that case for creating virtue in a very powerful way. Of course, on the other side, such a quality could also be used for creating a huge amount of negative karma. Then the caste or the status, if you have some caste or social status which is very well respected, then if you tell somebody to do something, then they might feel that it would just, they don't really have any choice but to do what you say. They feel it wouldn't be right if they were not to say what you tell them to do. So for this way, having that quality can also help you to practice in a powerful way.
다 대니게 단다 단다 줄 자외나 누빙고 보시 진배야무 내부인에서 동부 진바도 그래서 심지어 코드 두가지 대지에서는 님발마와서 감자야기서 나왔다 대원임에서야기서 나와 님발마야다 되는 주념 내제도 해야 되라 님발마와 근데 냠선에 주 도와줘봐. 근데 누자라 제가 바고가 이제도 롱게요 냠선해야 돼 도와좀 봐줘라. 이제 뒤인데 누빙고 보셔야 되잖아요. 진배 선제나 되면 봐줘봐. 나만이 님만 도와주고 도와주면 선제나 되지면 봐줘봐. 누빙고 보셔 거는 이제 도와줘야 뒤인데 잡지.
Then we look at the fourth one and the fifth one together. The fourth one being to do with the resources, wealth, that kind of thing, and the fifth one, the honest words. So if we look at those two in connection with Dharma, then we see that this is very much related to the practice of the four means of gathering, a circle of disciples or followers. So the first of those four is the practice of generosity of material things in order to sort of attract a circle of followers. And then the second one is speaking pleasingly, and what that means is on one level just speaking nicely to people, asking how they are and so on. It also refers to teaching the Dharma to them. Then the third one, the Dönjut, this is getting them to practice. So thirdly, getting them to practice what you've taught them. And then Döntun, in accordance with the meaning. So the first one is getting to practice the meaning of what you've taught them. Then the third one is being in accordance with the meaning that of the teaching that you've given them. That means you yourself practicing as you've taught. So in this way we can see that having those two qualities, the fourth and the fifth one, help you to engage in the practice of the four means of gathering a circle in a very powerful way.
Chugwa. Dainyenra Chenmo Yode. Rewon Chava Chava said the Atera Chugwa. Chava Tamji, Cho Che, the Pen Tabi, Taki, Jimbala Baba, Zombala Sova said the Ake, Jen Pen Tabi, Pa, a Trojan in the Pen Taba Yendu. Really, Yen Jayon. 다 제바선 소야보제다 디칼 남나요다 대마진의 지금 말해서만로 근데 전에 주 그래다 주님마다 고바이나 그래 주르야라 고바이나 녀도 디고가 노지냐야 되는 용도래서
Now the sixth one, this one is having great fame, as it says in that list. Was it the power? What was it anyway? Anyway, that sixth one is basically it's to do with fame. So there was an explanation there about how it involves practicing generosity and in a very powerful way, and also being very having a lot of energy for working for the benefit of others. So there, because of having done so much for others, if you when you tell them that you want them to do something, then they'll feel obliged to do it. They'll feel that it wouldn't be right for them and not to do as you say. So if you try to get them, try to tell them that they must practice the Dharma, then there's a tendency that they will follow what you tell them. And so in this way, this sixth one becomes sort of like a way in which you can practice Dharma very powerfully.
심주치아로지 용요이마 인도는 넘바도 소비에서 네 준지대 가래나고 넘바슈치 뭐야지 넘바도 요한이다니 존주용으로做吧지 용요지 대연도에 자와 간리지 있나요 롭도야 자자 담지지 노동서 다 싫어 용바 임벌에 싫어 양바 자체바 대대 요한인도 시자라 주라된 남지 시자라든 제비 노든요야 되는 용을 예투야 용이 원이다라든 제비 노드주 요라제 말. 다 예용서 예용 코드 문제바도 이제 메모지 되지가 있나 다 집안이나 근데 신호매들서는 근데 소단이나 생제 담지도 내지도 로와 마와함 노조바함 그래서 서인하고 남문로 조조 계좌 신난 되게 된대요인도 마와 노조바지 웬만내 발라 도바도 계집아 매바고 근데 일단 리존라지 론지고 대외이나 근데 집안이나 대라 되는 내 마주에서는 온다 계쟁게 요구마가 된다게 채용을 해서
Then the seventh one, the quality of being born as a male, being born as a man, which is described as being like a vessel or a receptacle for all types of qualities. So generally speaking, if one's born as a male, then one is stronger. Therefore, because of that strength, one is able to practice more powerfully, more strongly, and therefore more able to achieve success and results in the practice, and in whatever endeavor it might be. Then this involves also having the quality of an intelligence which is very extensive or very, very vast. And having that kind of intelligence is something which is very useful for when you're engaged in learning and then subsequently in reflection and so forth, meditation and so forth. And also it mentions furthermore that there is a tendency to have more courage to be able to speak in large groups, and also easier to be able to accompany and speak with whoever it might be. And furthermore, there is the advantage that if you need to remain in an isolated place, then there are less hindrances to that. There's nobody that would there would be no reason for you to go off and live in an isolated space. There's nobody that would be able to say that you shouldn't go off and live in such an isolated place. Then the eighth one is having a body like being powerful physically and also mentally. So this means that whatever you want to do, whether it's for oneself or for others, then you'll have a lot of confidence in what you're doing. You'll be very joyful at doing it, and therefore you'll be more able to achieve your results more quickly. Your mind also will be much more stable, and then using the wisdom of individual analysis, then one would be more quickly able to gain the clairvoyances or the super knowledges. Then, if you have these 8 qualities that have been described, then as a result you would be able to practice in a very powerful and extensive way, practice virtue in a very powerful and extensive way, whether it's for oneself or others. One can, of course, use it in a very powerful way to create very powerful positive karma or negative karma. But now, if we look at this in connection with the 4 wheels of the Mahayana, so now generally the reason that there are these sort of 4 qualities or 4 practices or 4 qualities, which are described as the 4 wheels of the Mahayana, why they're so called is because if you have a vehicle that has 4 wheels, all 4 wheels complete, then you'll be able to just drive and travel anywhere that you like. So it's like that with these 4 aspects, these 4 factors. So the first one is residing in a sort of compatible or harmonious place. So then the second one is relying upon holy beings. So when you rely upon holy beings, then as a result of that, then you would use these 8 qualities, these 8 ripening qualities in a positive way, in a constructive way. And then the third one is creating a great deal of merit. And then the fourth one is making excellent prayers. So now when you have those 4, which are the 4 wheels of the Mahayana, in combination with these 8 qualities, then you have the possibility then to really engage in virtue in a very powerful and in a very powerful way. Was that the third one? Fulfillment of prayers. So that fourth one was the fulfillment of one's prayers, to do with the fulfillment of one's prayers. Then, so if you have these 8 qualities, then it would be possible for you to practice virtue for oneself and for others in a very extensive way. So for that reason, it's important to practice to practice the causes which bring about those 8 qualities, and to pray very hard that when one gains these 8 qualities, that one will use them in a way, in a sort of constructive way, that one will use